Right then, lads and lasses, how we doing, and welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all having a lovely day. First of all, thank you so much for the support on the channel recently. It really does mean a lot, considering now with the new house and all that sort of stuff, I guess, although it is very cliche, it's the start of new beginnings, and it does really feel like that. So thank you for always smashing the like button, commenting, all that sort of stuff. I do love the community, I really do. And just before we get into the news, you can also see a little bit more memorabilia. I know you... Actually, you can see them little golden things there. That was when we went to Old Trafford and me and my dad actually went into the home end in like an executive box. Obviously, we turned them over because me and my dad are the lucky charm. Also, we've got Fabian Schär's match-worn boots there, which he wore, not us, away to Everton in a 4-1 win where Alexander Isak done that solo goal. That's all we need to say about that game. But regardless, in today's daily news video, thank you so much for joining me. We've got some news which is not published by a journalist. It's entirely fan speculation. Now, yesterday, we seen Callum Wilson removed from the official Newcastle United website. What on earth do I mean by that? Well, on Newcastle United's website, they have a team section. What that means is every single player in the first team, as if we didn't know them already, but of course that's for like global exposure to kind of learn people about Newcastle United who aren't too familiar with our team. I don't know why they wouldn't be, but you get the picture, ladies and gentlemen. So Callum Wilson was removed from that, and I mean rightly so. As of now, as of speaking at the time of recording, the 2nd of July, he is not a Newcastle United player. He is currently out of contract. He's not tied to Newcastle United in any way, shape or form. We may see a contract extension or any sort of decision made in the near future, but at the time of recording, he's a free man. He's not contracted to Newcastle United whatsoever, so he was rightly removed. In the same day, Tuesday, yesterday, at the time of recording, he was added back to the website later on in the night after being removed, which is just amplifying the curiosity to Newcastle United fans. In the first place, he was removed. Everyone was thinking, well, yeah, of course, he is out of contract. Why is he now added back? Surely, this doesn't mean that Callum Wilson has got a contract extension. And if he does, I'm very apprehensive about it. In my opinion, look, I'm going to say something that's probably quite an unpopular opinion. If Callum Wilson gets a contract extension and is guaranteed to be our 3rd or even 4th choice striker behind William Masula and potentially a new signing, like a versatile forward, I'd actually be happy with that. I genuinely would. I guess you can kind of learn Asula and the other player who is potentially to come into Newcastle United. But if he does sign a contract extension to play behind Alexander Isak in the pecking order, obviously not literally behind him, and of course over William Asula, who needs minutes, needs to kind of have that breakout season, I will be really disappointed. I really will. Because we can all see last season, Callum Wilson is gone. As much as we love him, as much as he's been an unbelievable servant, it's not the Callum Wilson we all know. Callum Wilson scores goals, but unfortunately, not for the time being. But nevertheless, ladies and gentlemen, away from that, we've got some actual news to get into. So without further ado, hit the thumbs up button if you do enjoy, subscribe if you are new for all Newcastle United content. Without further ado, let's get into it. So yesterday, it was reported by Craig Hope in an exclusive article that Newcastle have beat Liverpool to the signing of their own player. Unfortunately, it's not a first team signing. It is another youth signing, which I'm not complaining about. I do love these, although this is kind of like an academy one. The actual first team ones like Vakhtang Salya, even Yankuba Minte, many more players to speak of. Garan Kwal, who we buy, go out on loan, even sell them for a profit maybe. I do love them. Development signings, I think, is what we class them as. This one is not. This is an academy signing. To the signing of 16-year-old Isaac Moran, who's turned down a contract offer from Liverpool to sign for Newcastle United. When you're big, ladies and gentlemen. The midfielder has captained Liverpool at both youth level and, of course, for England as well. It doesn't seem too shabby, does he, ladies and gentlemen? Of course, I've not got an entire Wikipedia on what Isaac Moran is like, but of course, for that age group, captain in both club and country, it's pretty decent, isn't it? Especially being in the academy like Liverpool anyways. So Newcastle United are certainly smashing it at youth level. Can we please say it at senior level? On to senior team news. In the same article by Craig Hope, it was reported that Newcastle have sensed a market opportunity for 26-year-old Marseille centre-back Leonardo Bellerdi. The deal could come to a total of £35 million for Newcastle United. I'm going to be honest, I've never ever in my life, and I would like to think of myself as quite a knowledgeable football fan, I've never ever heard of Leonardo Bellerdi. Now apparently he was once tipped when he was a teenager, playing for the likes of Borussia Dortmund, who are in fact very good at bringing up young and coming prospects. He was tipped to be one of the best centre-backs in the world. Now he's not an awful player, of course he wouldn't be playing for Marseille in that calibre of teams, but he's not reached them heights. Now, Newcastle United believe they've obviously found a great market opportunity, which yet again, it is overseas. It's not in the Premier League, so it would make sense. I can't really offer anything on this. Like, yet again, I'm not going to act like I'm some sort of guru because I know nothing about Berlardi. Ever since this link, I have seen some clips of him. That means absolutely nothing. But what I can see is that he's a ball-playing defender, just like Fabian Shaw, and he will play on that right-hand side. Whether this is going to be the sort of marquee centre-back signing, I mean, we've been linked to Jarell Hato, even Mark Gahey, Diamante. These are big, big names. Even Dean Huijsen, that was quite a big one, wasn't it? I mean, we would have all been flabbergasted if we actually pulled off that signing. But this one, straight off the bat, it doesn't kind of get you very excited, does it? We must say that, but I trust Newcastle United's recruitment every day of the week. They've not made a bad signing once, although some people may argue for Matthew Targett. In that loan spell, he was very, very good, but I trust our board no matter what. Although they may be slow, they are very, very effective, and we all know they are doing the right things at all times. But there we have it, ladies and gentlemen, just a very, very quick one. Of course, Newcastle United have sensed a market opportunity. How many more buzzwords are we going to get for players? Just go out and sign them. If only it was that easy. But it is July now, ladies and gentlemen, so fingers crossed we can actually see some movement. Leonardo Berlardi, the latest player to be linked with Newcastle, obviously youngster Isaac Moran, has turned down his own club Liverpool to sign for Newcastle United. Yet again, when you're big, you are big. And as for Callum Wilson, I'm going to say it yet again, if he is given a contract extension, which it wouldn't be the end of the world, he's got to be behind William Masula and, of course, that new signing if he is to come into Newcastle United. There's no two ways about it. We all know Eddie Howe loves Callum Wilson. And in my opinion, I think that is the only downside to Eddie Howe. Genuinely, the only downside. There is wary doubts about his substitutes at sometimes, which I can also agree on, especially that home game against Liverpool. Oh my god. But he needs to let go of this like love child, teacher's pet sort of thing because it's just not working out. That is the only downside of Eddie Howe. Apart from that, he's an absolute mastermind. There we have it, ladies and gentlemen. If you did enjoy, make sure to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe if you are new for all Newcastle United content. I've got quite a decent YouTube short coming up which will probably be uploaded before this YouTube video. I never ever know, to be honest. Everything is in the spur of the moment, but it's pretty funny, I'll be honest. William Masula is genuinely about to sign Anthony Elanga to Newcastle United himself. He's had enough of no sporting directors. He's going to do the job himself. Nevertheless, I've been Geordie Josh. Go and enjoy your day, people.